The Cubs are very interested in MacKenzie Gore. We tell you all about it. Cubs White Sox recap, Cubs Brewers preview, and more. Wow.
You are Locked On Cubs, your daily Chicago Cubs podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
You are Locked On Cubs, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Alongside Sam Olber, I'm Matt Cozy. Sam and I are lifelong fans, taking our passion into discussion with you on all things Cubs. Hopefully, Sam did the thumbs up there. Today's episode is presented by Monarch Money. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. Pack show, Cubs Brewers preview. Injury updates on a few players, recapping the Cubs series win over the White Sox, and we start with the latest trade chatter. We're only a few days away from the trade deadline, which is 5 p.m. Central Thursday, and the rumblings regarding the Cubs are pretty loud. The latest is possibly adding a top of the rotation arm who is under control through 2027. As The Athletic has connected the Cubs to Nationals left-hander MacKenzie Gore. Remember, the Cubs have also been connected to other controllable arms, Edward Cabrera, Mitch Keller, Sandy Alcantara, among others. But the latest from Sahadev Sharma and Patrick Mooney on Gore is the Cubs are very interested, and I will read you from some of their article in a little bit. But Sam, this is going to be a crazy week with Cubs Brewers and the trade deadline.
Yeah, some would say the most action-packed week we've had as our tenure on this program. You're facing
That sounds right.
The first place team in their house, which is really like our house. And then you got the trade deadline going on this week, and you're wearing a shirt of a guy who hasn't hit a home run since 1999. Yeah,
it's a bad take.
It's exciting. It's fun.
Yes.
I'm glad they salvaged a series, which we'll talk about. But let's talk about MacKenzie Gore.
A blockbuster deal is what it would take to get Gore from the Nationals. Mooney and Sharma report it's unclear whether Washington's interim setup there would be able to make such a decision like that, but they also point out he's under the same contractual point as Juan Soto was when the Nationals traded him to the Padres a few summers ago. MacKenzie Gore ranked 6th in baseball in strikeout rate, 3.52 ERA, would likely even improve with an elite Cubs defense behind him. I think he improves the rotation dramatically. According to Fangraphs, the Cubs rotation would go from the 24th best to the 9th best if they acquire him. And this is what it's about for me all week. All week. A player like this, yeah, you could win the NL Central, but your chances of winning the World Series increase. This is the only season you have Kyle Tucker. They have a good offense. They have great defense, great base running, resurgent bullpen. You have multiple players who are on expiring deals after this year and next year. There might not be a full season in 2027. If Gore is available, you make the move. Life is about the experience. Imagine the experience if they go all the way to the last series of the year. Would it be worth it? Yes. Yes, it would be.
Let's dive into Gore. So do you believe in diversity mixes with pitchers in terms of like, hey, you want to have a pitcher that has a really good fastball. You want to have a guy that gets ground balls, fly balls, or do you think guys that have the same repertoire, it could become redundant? Does that matter to you?
No, they need to have diversity.
Okay, well then MacKenzie Gore is going to provide that because
they need to have that for sure.
Okay, because this is a guy. He is very different than what the Cubs pitchers have right now. Just because he throws from the left side, he will walk you, but he will strike you out. And what he battles with really is just his ability to kind of mitigate. I'm pretty familiar with Gore because I have him in fantasy. And, I mean, he had one of the better outings of anybody in baseball on opening day. Do you remember that?
I don't.
I think he had like 14 Ks in 6 innings. The problem with Gore is he's prone to just that blow up start. And if you trade him, trade for him, you're making a wager and making sure he doesn't have one of those in October. Like I just have it pulled up right now. Let me read you his month of July. You ready?
Yes.
5 1/3, 2 earned. Okay, fine. 6 innings, 1 earned, 7 Ks. Wonderful. Okay. 5 innings, 1 earned, 6 walks, 4 Ks. Fine. 2 1/3, 8 earned. He will have those. You go down to June. 6 innings, 1 earned. Beautiful. 5 2/3, 6 runs, 5 earned. 6 innings, 2 earned. 6 innings, 2 earned, 7 shutout. Like, that's the pattern. With all that being said, if you could bring in this southpaw to this rotation with his ability to miss bats, I do think it's significant. I really do. I don't think it's quite the impact that a Joe Ryan would have.
Wow. See, I thought maybe they'd be in the same bucket entering
I think
this week.
Joe Ryan's a level up just because.
Wow.
Just because of the less traffic. You look at Joe Ryan's whip versus MacKenzie Gore's whip. Gore just has more traffic. But yeah, I mean, he automatically slots in. He's better. He probably starts ahead of Imanaga.
Would getting Ryan or Gore make the Cubs the National League favorite?
No.
Wow.
I don't think there's a move that may. And when you say favorite, you're asking me literally on the odds, right?
Yeah. Yes, to go to the World Series representing the National League.
There's nothing that they're going to be able to do to overcome the public Dodgers unless they got
the Dodgers, right?
Maybe Suarez and Ryan, maybe, but still, the Dodgers are still very heavy favorites.
Well, so Joe Ryan's in his own category, you're saying, followed by Gore, right?
Yeah, in terms of talent, yeah.
And then it goes other controllable starters, or is Cabrera in the same bucket as Gore?
I think Cabrera's a notch down.
Okay. And then it's Keller, Alcantara.
Right.
In terms of what they're going to do this week, I think they're going to try to go big with Ryan or Gore. After that is Cabrera, Keller, Alcantara.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to get a controllable or rental reliever. Not sure if there'd be more than one reliever either way. Probably a bench infielder and or bench outfielder who's capable of playing multiple spots as well. I'm not sure on Suarez yet.
I am.
And I think they get a rental starter like a Hauser or Morton. And in those cases, maybe you could get your bench guy and Lennon Sosa, Ramon Arias, and a combo deal. I just think right now, Sam, the Mariners, Brewers, Reds, and even Phillies with the Bohm injury, all in better position to get Suarez and maybe in more need.
Let's talk about that.
All right, let's do that right after this.
This episode is brought to you by Monarch Money. You ever wish managing your money felt easier? With Monarch Money, it can. Whether you're growing your savings or planning a big purchase, Monarch puts you in the driver's seat. It's like having your own personal CFO giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money is more than a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investments, and spending in one place. So in addition to managing your money, you're also building wealth. Guys, for me, it's about cooking or lack thereof. I use way too many delivery food services. I order out too much. It wasn't until I started using Monarch how much I was spending and how much I could be saving. So take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONMLB for half off your first year.
Shout out to the everydayers, and you can become a Locked On Cubs everydayer by joining us for every episode throughout the week. Before we get to Cubs White Sox, as the Cubs took 2 out of 3 on the South Side, I believe a controllable starting pitcher is priority number 1 this week. And with Matt Shaw's resurgence, I just think a team like the Reds, Brewers, and Mariners especially, and maybe the Phillies, maybe the Tigers, maybe the Astros, are going to overpay for Suarez. What says you?
Oh, I don't think anything that you just said is wrong, but I would counter and say that it's priority number 2. And by the way, what a job.
Even after seeing this bullpen this weekend.
What a job by Matt Shaw, which we'll talk about. Here's why. Left field. If you go...
Ian Happ is not getting benched.
What do you mean he's not getting benched?
They're not going to bench him.
If Matt Shaw continues to glove it and play like this, and you go get Eugenio Suarez and you move Suzuki to left, he might. What, Matt?
They should bench Happ, but they will not.
Well,
they will not do it.
They shouldn't do it now. But if they get Suarez, he's batting 167 in July. He hit 208 in June.
Shout out to MacKenzie and Sam Olber, hosts of my favorite podcast, Locked On Cubs.
This is a prominent offensive position that you're not getting anything from. Matt Shaw is your best defender at third base. If he continues to show flashes of offense like this, maybe Happ doesn't get benched, but he's in a little bit of a platoon.
They're not going to even platoon him. They're too stubborn.
They need another bat, Matt. They need another bat. They're not scoring enough runs. Okay, I understand that they lead.
They're going to get Ramon Urias from the Orioles.
Okay, fine. That's fine. But if they can figure out a way to get Suarez in here, I'm a little nervous. Suzuki has not hit since the All-Star break. Tucker showed a little bit of signs. Pete was good, but
man,
I think they need another guy offensively, even with Shaw producing. Because you can't have enough guys. You said you want to win the World Series.
Yes, I do.
You're going to go up against guys with the Dodgers and the Phillies. You're going to have to slug some games out. And this Eugenio Suarez loves to hit at Wrigley Field.
It's hard to see a path to getting like Edward Cabrera and Suarez. But if there is even a glimmer of one this week, they should absolutely do it. I really don't care what the cost is.
What if they?
Do I have to list the reasons again?
Well, let's. What Gore's going to be? Casey's going to be in the Gore deal.
Suarez would be so exciting. I've said that.
Casey's going to be in the Gore deal.
Oh, and he 100%. Well, he'd be in the Cabrera deal too.
So yeah, and I'm not
he
sure.
would maybe even go to the Pirates if they got Keller and Bednar.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Oh wow,
Gore. Now, I guess if you're going to get both, you could get Suarez without, you don't have to break the bank for him.
I hope you're right.
I just
hit him in that lineup and doing the rotation where you do hide Say in left. I like that. I don't see them doing it.
Yeah, you don't see him doing it. All right, that's fair. I just wanted to.
And if Happ gets his feelings hurt when they walk down the hall this week and say, "Hey, would you accept the deal to Arizona? Would you accept the deal to Pittsburgh or Miami?" I don't care about his feelings. I'm trying to win a World Series.
Well, what does his feelings matter? He's just going to say no.
Well,
people don't realize, and I'm not trying to get on Ian, but with the money that he's making and the Cubs' positional situation, he clogs up the outfield. He makes a lot of money, and he's not producing.
What's your temperature check on them getting Suarez?
Higher than yours.
What?
Higher than yours.
Wow. Well, I hope you're right.
Well, I'm not saying it's going to happen. I would put the percentage, about 30%.
Okay.
And it sounds like you're at about 5.
It's going to be I'm about 7. It's going to be a crazy week. Don't you think they still need another reliever?
Yes, maybe 2. Okay. I don't want to watch Ryan
Maybe
Brazier in a big spot. I know he's done a nice job. Well, I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this: if they want to get a pitcher, I watched the Hall of Fame stuff this morning. If they need to get a pitcher to come in, that might be cheap. At 89 years old, Sandy Koufax looks absolutely fantastic. No, I'm serious. He looked like he could throw 2 innings, no problem.
And you made a lot of Koufax references on the show.
Well, because he's one of my favorites. I mean, that guy keeps himself in pristine condition.
Billy Wagner, how was he looking? Sabathia?
Yeah, it was all good. But
Cubs took 2 out of 3 from the White Sox over the weekend. Northsiders won the series despite just a blowout loss Friday. Cubs are now 62-43 on the season. They're 23-20 since June 6th. Matt Shaw, since the All-Star break, 12 for 27 with 4 homers. One of those homers jump-started the series on Saturday night. And Sam, it was nice to see them bounce back despite a rocky road Friday.
Yeah, Friday was a low point. No question about it. It was tough to watch. It almost felt like Imanaga was tipping pitches at times. I mean, everything was being hit hard. And then I thought Saturday was about the young guys. Cade Horton stepping up, Matt Shaw stepping up to lead the Cubs past the Sox for a win. And then Sunday was kind of it was an odd game. Give Ben Brown credit. He bounced back and threw the ball pretty well. And, it felt like the game was in hand for a while. Man, Nico Horner had a spectacular game. If you love the game of baseball, you love the game that Nico Horner had.
Well, he's having a great season.
14-pitch AB single. The presence of mind to let the ball drop on an infield fly rule and catch Sosa going to third base. Out. And then man on second, 2 out, right center field, base hit. I mean, those are the things that this guy does that don't show up in the analytics. They don't show up in the OPS. They don't show up in barrel rate. They don't show up in WOBA. It's just good. It shows up in one thing, victories.
This is great.
So,
and they need to seriously consider moving him to leadoff spot full time. Michael Bush ain't it.
Did he struggle this weekend?
Since moving to the leadoff spot, he's oh man, I almost shudder to release this info. 5 for 36.
And it feels like all 5 of those were leading off the game.
His at-bats were putrid on Sunday, especially.
Yeah.
Just putrid.
Well, maybe Tucker will hit a homer this week.
Well, against the Brewers, that would be jacked up.
Is that too much to ask?
Cade Horton was phenomenal Saturday night.
Really good.
I feel good about him in a playoff series.
I think he is kind of inserted himself as a guy.
Absolutely.
And a guy you trust. I mean, ZRA's in the high 3s. He seems not to at all be affected by the moment at all.
No, he's got a great presence.
Yeah, great presence out there. He was good. He's got such an interesting pitch mix with that, the way his fastball naturally kind of cuts. He was good. Pete had a couple moments there on Sunday, and what's Saya's numbers like in the second half? I could pull that up.
Well, we talked about that on Friday.
Yeah, well, and it didn't get better.
Not good. By the way, Sam, Nico Horner is the 4th best OBP on the team.
Wow. Great nugget, Matthew.
He needs, if you need another reason for him to lead off. How about the continued success for Caleb Thielbar and Daniel Palencia? Got the final 4 outs on Sunday.
Talked about Palencia on the short.
Thielbar, only 4 runs allowed his last 27.2 innings. Palencia, only 2 runs his last 22.
Thielbar looks the part, too. Like, it doesn't look... Pomerantz, it looked a little fluky when it was happening. Thielbar just comes in. It's just business.
It's him and Palencia are the clear leverage guys right now. Maybe Keller's third, then some combo of Presley Pomerantz.
Well, Keller's in there for sure.
Yeah, Brazier would be next. He had a weird appearance on Sunday, even though he had been great before that.
Suzuki has 2 hits since the opener against the Red Sox in the second half.
So he has how many hits total? 4 or 5?
4.
Okay.
He went into the second half with an 867 OPS. It's now down to 837.
Yeah, and part of the reason it gets Suarez too.
Exactly.
I just have to think that Cubs Brewers is going to be the lead of every show this week.
Yeah.
But another reason to get Suarez would be because of these other dudes in the lineup. But also besides, the Mariners, Astros, and Tigers, if they're really in it, does Jed make that move just to keep him away from the other NL teams? I think there's an argument for it.
There's an argument
for that. You
don't
want to see him on the Reds or the Brewers?
And there's an argument.
Imagine if he walks in to AmFam Field on Monday and puts a Brewers uniform on.
No.
It'd be really hard to stomach that.
And it gives you insurance on a guy like, what if Seiya's getting a little bit tired? What if Bush is getting a little bit tired? What if they are going to be in a funk here for a month? Well, now you have insurance on that.
Yeah. And you think Tucker's looking better?
I thought he showed some signs this weekend. I thought
Saturday,
he showed
Sunday, yeah.
Yeah, I thought he showed some signs.
Okay. All right, coming up next. Well, actually, let me do this first. So Javier Assad, rehab start Wednesday at AAA. Miguel Amaya is going to join AAA Tuesday. Jamison Tyone is going to join AAA as soon as this weekend as well. So Cubs are going to get reinforcements. And if they make even if they make one trade and all those guys I just mentioned come back, I'm going to have to get my depth chart out because there's going to be a lot of roster moves.
Oh, it'll feel like it's New Year's Day.
Yes.
I kind of miss that.
Cubs Brewers. Oh no, I'm really soaking up the summer here in the actual.
I love the January 16th. Matt tells me who's on the roster.
Cubs Brewers next. I'll take that as a compliment. Today's episode is brought to you by Game Day Hue, and so is this hat I'm wearing. For sports fans like me, this one hits the mark. Game Day Hue makes clean, no logo gear with team-inspired colors for every pro and college fan base. It's all about letting your colors speak for you. No giant logos, just smart, versatile styles that work on game day, on the course, or anywhere in between. This marooned hat I got sent to me by Game Day Hue is actually the colors of the school I teach at. Excited to rock it this fall on Football Friday nights in the booth there as I do PA announcing at my school. Excited about that. And Game Day Hue sent me a golf glove in Cubs colors. This is their split shade glove made for the golf course, or the perfect gift for the fan who has everything golf related. Right now, you can get 15% off with code MLB15 at GameDayHue.com. That's GameDayHue, HUE.com. Let your colors talk because colors speak louder than words. GameDayHue.com, code MLB15. Cubs Brewers this week. The two teams are tied for first place in the NL Central. They meet Milwaukee 3 times, 6:40 Monday, 6:40 Tuesday, 1:10 getaway day on Wednesday. Boyd and Mizorowski, Ray Priester, and Minaga Peralta. And the Brewers did lose 2 out of 3 to the Marlins. Big showdown this week, goes without saying. This is the first 3 of 8 remaining against them. And there's only 57 games left of the whole year. First read on this series for you, Sam.
This is what it's all about.
Yep.
This is why you do this. This is why we go get cameras and open up the laptops and get the mics going. This is why these guys, this is it. Cubs, Brewers, a lot of talk between the fan bases these last couple weeks. Well, there's nothing to talk about now. It's all going to be settled when the ump rolls out the ball for the top of the first. And here's the best part about it. Game 1, young phenom, Mizorowski, the talk of the league, versus the best pitcher on the Cubs right now, and somebody that I think most of the league doesn't realize has a legitimate top 3, top 4 Cy Young case. I haven't looked at the line yet. I bet you it's dead even. I don't think Vegas has any idea what to do with this game, let alone this series. You're facing their 3 best pitchers right now, no shock. And they're tied right now, right? So
yes.
you win two. Here's the way to look at it. If you go in and win 2 out of 3, you're essentially 2 games up because you'll have the tiebreaker well in hand at that point. Unless you lost 4 out of 5 at home, which I don't think you're going to do. So you win 2 out of 3, you're feeling really good. I think if you win 2 out of 3, the league and everyone kind of goes back to, yes, the Cubs are going to find a way to win this division. It was really comforting to see them get beat, and they almost got swept, by the way.
Correct.
So maybe they're coming down to earth a little bit here, and I'm excited. The key is going to be, especially Monday night, can you generate enough offense?
Yeah.
Can this guy maybe get overamped and walk a couple dudes? Something like that.
Yeah, I think the Cubs have to play the tape from his start, Mizorowski's July 2nd outing against the Metropolitans, in which he got roughed up a bit, walked a few guys. What happened that time out that hasn't at all happened the other times for him, where he's been pretty much dominant. Is he on an 80, 85 pitch ceiling? And how far in the game does that get him? Maybe it only gets him to the 4th or the 5th inning because the Cubs grind through it like they have a few other guys this year, really more than that. And they put on a show at times with that sort of thing. Working backwards, like I have all the respect for the team. I have respect for Peralta as an individual pitcher all these years. He's going against the guy that got shelled on this past Friday. Don't like that matchup on Wednesday. Okay. Tuesday, the Cubs shelled Quinn Priester the first time out, but that was very soon after he was acquired by them. And now, since he's been under their roof, getting development and major league development, he's been outstanding. And he's facing Colin Ray. I'm not a huge fan of that matchup. So it comes all the way back, and shout out to Kerry Grove. It comes all the way back for me to Matthew Boyd. And it could be a 2-1 win tomorrow. If it is, great. And I think to start off the series with a win and then seeing what happens in a way would be okay, especially on the road, knowing you have a 5-game series with them next month. And maybe Tuesday is more of a slugfest. That would be interesting.
I don't care the score of these games at all.
Yeah.
They could win something invented 0.5-0, and I'll be thrilled.
Okay. Yeah, how they get to a win. Yeah,
No,
it's irrelevant in your mind.
Yeah, these are playoff type games.
Even if Imanaga gets shelled again, they win 10-9 Wednesday. That's okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You beat the Brewers. You get that means this offense found a way to get 10 off Peralta or whoever.
Yeah,
yes.
Probably, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm going to say it right now.
Well, it is a talk show.
I think we're going to take 2 out of 3.
2 out of 3?
The Cubs are going to win 2 of 3.
All right. Liz, I don't know if I could stick around.
I think they're going to win this series. I think Matty Boyd is
my gosh.
Is going to set the tone. I think they're going to find a way to win this series. The only thing when I say it out loud is I just really hope Suzuki, Bush, or Tucker, one of them's got to get out of it. Yeah.
Especially Bush, in my opinion.
Yeah.
To start games.
Yeah. Right.
He's been awful.
No, you made that clear. Yeah, I think I'm positive attitude going in. Take 2 of 3 from these guys. Flex the tiebreaker, and I don't even know who they have this weekend.
And
Baltimore.
then get Suarez, Cabrera, and a reliever, and call it good.
Yeah, and Suarez, hits a homer off the Orioles or something.
Okay. Well, if they get Suarez, I might have to go this weekend.
Who hits the next Cubs homer? Tucker, Bush, or Suarez?
Wow.
Or Suzuki?
This is Locked On Cubs, part
Better
of
be
Locked
Tucker.
On Podcast Network, your team every day. I think he hits one in the first inning on Monday.
Oh, would that be a statement? Schwarber is about 60.
For your second, check out the all-new Locked On MLB Game Night. Is he close to 40 now?
I think he's got 36.
Every game, every night, all season long. Get local analysis on a national scale. Find MLB Game Night on the Locked On MLB channel on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts. All right, keep it locked on right here. All the latest trade chatter, trade news, and Cubs Brewers this week. He's Sam Olber. I'm Matt Cozy. This is Locked On Cubs.
Go Cubs.